What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to another video here on Peg City Hockey. Now, today we're going to be covering a bunch of trade rumors that have been circulating around the Winnipeg Jets basically since the start of the offseason when the Jets season ended. They've grown and shaped into different forms of these rumors. Obviously, you know, the Blake Wheeler stuff has taken off a lot in the last couple of weeks. The Pierre-Luc Dubois drama has just gotten bigger and bigger, from him saying that he didn't want to sign in Winnipeg long term to now it's like he probably won't even be on the Jets next season. And not to mention that, we also have some new information regarding defenseman Brenden Dillon and whether or not he will be traded this offseason. So all of that is coming up in this video. So if you haven't already, dropped a like and subscribe regardless of the team that you root for. Definitely do so right now. And also, if you guys would like to, check out all the affiliate links down in the description below. You can check out my Twitter, my Instagram. Hit me up there on any time in the DMs to ask questions. I share a lot more opinions on there that I have a chance to in videos on YouTube. So if you'd like to hear what I have to say about lots of other topics, definitely go follow those links down in the description below. But without any further ado, let's jump in and start talking about these rumors, kicking it off with the Brenden Dillon rumor. Now, these first rumors are, like I said, are about Brenden Dillon, coming from the interview that Cheveldayoff gave on free agency on Wednesday, the first day of it, after he signed goaltender David Riddick. He did a press conference. Everyone was asking him questions. Obviously, Scott came in, asked him the question, but this is being relayed from Cheveldayoff saying that he expects Brenden Dillon to be back next season. Doesn't mean he will be, but nonetheless, he doesn't think that he's going to be trading Brenden Dillon right now, you know, which basically, what does this mean? Typical Winnipeg Jets. Let's roll it back. We missed the playoffs. Let's keep everything the exact same. But it's already looking that way. You know, the forward core will probably be shaken up. We'll talk about that in a little bit with the Pierre-Luc Dubois and the Blake Wheeler rumors. Obviously, those two guys do get moved out. That is a huge shakeup to the top six of the Winnipeg Jets. It's basically completely changing the identity of that team because you pull out two of some really crucial contributors in that top six, if not some of the best players on this team. I know Blake Wheeler has regressed, but don't act like Blake Wheeler still isn't that good of a player. Obviously, I think he'd be better suited in a third-line role in the Jets, but that's just mostly to do with the guys that they have in the top six and usage and whatnot. But Blake Wheeler, even though he's on a bad contract, still is a good hockey player at this day and age. But Brenden Dillon is a guy we just don't need. Our defensive prospects are ready. Sandberg is ready. Heinola is ready. Declan Chisholm is borderline ready, if not 1 year away. Jonathan Kovacevic. Like, the list goes on and on. Like, there's so many prospects the Jets have that are pushing for a spot, especially on that defensive side of the ice. And we do not need Brenden Dillon. Brenden Dillon's making money that we don't need on the cap. And I know we acquired him for 2 seconds last year. And, you know, we don't want to sell low on the guy. But like, the Jets need to be building for the future and not holding on to a guy like Brenden Dillon that's not going to help us win right now. Brenden Dillon was mediocre last year. It wasn't terrible, it wasn't great, but I think that, honestly, Nate Schmidt had a better overall season than what Brenden Dillon did. Brenden Dillon was just your stereotypical two-way defenseman that didn't have a lot of upside, no offensive upside really at all, and didn't do much and really didn't have any impactful games really. Like, yeah, he obviously had some in an 82-game season. It's hard not to in the NHL if you're a half-decent player, but that doesn't mean that you need him on this team going forward, especially with the youth movement that we should be reinforcing in that back end. So I completely disagree with these rumors. And Brenden Dillon last season, you can see 20 points. Obviously, that's one more point than he had with the Washington Capitals in 2020, 2021, but I still don't think he was that good for us. Like, I don't think we need him. Not on the contract that he's currently on right now. He's making 3.27, excuse me, and it'll be going until 2023, 2024. So why? Why do we need Brenden Dillon right now when we've got cheaper, younger defensemen that are on entry-level deals that will be playing just as good, if not better, hockey than what Brenden Dillon brings? So I don't understand this one by Chevy, but let's get on to the next rumor, and that is involving Pierre-Luc Dubois. And this is just a little bit of a story coming in from the agent and everything like that. I will let you guys just read that. I don't even want to read it because I've read it so many times. It just makes my skin crawl. The fact that I thought this guy could be the next captain of the Winnipeg Jets after the season he had. We traded Patrick Laine for this clown. And he's just doing exactly what he did with Columbus, except in a more polite way that doesn't get a media backlash. Except the fans will hate him in Winnipeg, but he doesn't care about that. Montreal is his only savior. Joke. He is an RFA. He has no choice. He's either sit out or sign a deal. I cannot believe that he will not sign a 2-year... Like, it's just pathetic to me. Like, I do not see him signing with the Jets at all. This just kind of proves that, the way his agent's handling it and the way that everything's going on there. He will not be back with the Winnipeg Jets, ladies and gentlemen. I will bet you that. Probably by the end of the week, he will be a Montreal Canadian. That is basically where the bulk of the rumors are coming from right now. There's no confirmed sources on anything, so this is just pulling from different sources. But Christian Dvorak's name has come up heavily in these trade talks, as well as the fact that even before, Jeff Petry's name might have been involved in prior to the draft. That was the big kind of news news that was going into the draft is that the PLD trade that was going on potentially between Winnipeg and Montreal just fell apart. Montreal ends up getting Kirby Dach and moving other things around as well on the draft day, so they have a good draft day. The Jets have a pretty good one too, in my opinion, but Pierre-Luc Dubois needs to go at this point. The guy is just a complete cancer, and I'm pardon my language, like an absolute dick. Like, I'm sorry, but you are a young hockey player with team-controlled RFA rights, and you're acting like you're God. You had one pretty improved season after being abysmal the year before, and even then, only put up 60 points in 81 games. That's not an immaculate season. He was great this year with those 28 goals and 32 assists. Don't get me wrong, I'm not shitting on Dubois' game last year, but the guy's acting like he's a 90-point center that's going out there and, oh, they're not paying me, they're not playing me right. Like, fuck off. Pardon the language, but seriously, it's just so frustrating because this team goes out, they have Patrick Laine, they win the lottery, they get Laine, he's awesome here, we go to the Western Conference Final with him, we've got great memories in the span of, 5 years he was with this team. And then what? We piss him off because we won't give him top-line minutes. Blake Wheeler and Mark Scheifele reportedly, even though it's not reportedly at this point, it's almost factual, bullied him out of the locker room. And just the whole team, the way Paul Maurice used him, it was not a good vibe for him. He wanted out. We get rid of him. Even in his final game, he puts up 3 points. And we trade him for Dubois, who gets 20 points in 41 games with the Jets, an abysmal year last year. Comes in this year, such improved play, one of our best guys out there, some of the most heart on the team. I was talking about him being the future captain over Mark Scheifele at this point, and now all this stuff comes out. So I'm not wasting any more time on this loser. Pierre-Luc Dubois, I hope you rot wherever you end up, because you're pathetic. You do this in the juniors with Kate Breton trying to get over to go over to Blainville. He made a big stink about his teammates and all that, got traded. Goes to Columbus, plays 4 years in Columbus, makes a giant stink about Tortorella, no effort, the lazy shift, we all saw it, and then gets traded to Winnipeg, is abysmal in Winnipeg his first year, is improved only after playing, like what? Like look at those game totals. Like, come on. Like, pathetic. This guy's just, I've wasted enough time talking about him. And then the final rundown coming from Spinorama on Hockey. Again, this is being relayed from Frank Cervelli on the DFO Rundown Show. Blake Wheeler rumors. It looks like Blake Wheeler, there's still time to move him. He's been talked about moving a lot. We've all known about that. But at this point in time, it looks like the Jets will be running it back. Just like what we said with Brendan Dillon. Chevy thinks this team is so damn good, and that last year was just a fluke, and that Rick Bowness is our savior. So God help Rick Relatives, because I don't think any coach in the NHL, even Barry Trotz, could win with this roster without any improvement. Because let's be real, coaching, number one problem. Second problem, definitely some locker room stuff. Who contributes to that locker room problems? Blake Wheeler, ladies and gentlemen. We know it because he's the captain. We saw it in his media interviews. We saw how he handled himself. He lost an edge for some reason. He acted like a pouty high schooler in some interviews. And you can't say, oh, online criticism is getting to him. It's not like Blake Wheeler hadn't been doing this for a while. Blake Wheeler's always had people going after him. Do I remind you, he was a top draft pick that refused to sign with the Arizona Coyotes? Do you think the Arizona Coyotes fans at the time were like, hey, Blake, go to Boston. We don't care. No. This is a guy that is I don't know what happened to Blake Wheeler. Like, I love this man. I still do. But, like, what happened? What happened to this team? The fact that we're talking about these rumors that Brendan Dillon, a guy who should be moved out, will not be moved out most likely, that Pierre-Luc Dubois, the guy you should be building around, is not going to be here for the future, and that the other guy you need to move out, and Blake Wheeler, you won't retain any money on, as it says right down there. They said they were asked if they would retain, and they said no, so they're not retaining any money, and they want to do a one-for-one swap with Blake Wheeler. You missed your chance with Brent Burns, ladies and gentlemen, or anything like that. The only way you were going to do a one-for-one swap is if you're taking just as much money, and at that point, what the hell is the point? Because you're going to be getting an aging guy on a worse deal probably than Blake Wheeler, because he's only got 2 more years left of this contract. Let's be real. I'd rather pay out Blake Wheeler if I had to than trade him for some slug that maybe has 1 year of decent play before becoming a buyout. Blake Wheeler isn't a buyout territory because he's only got this year and next year, and if we really needed to, we could trade him at the deadline next year as a deadline asset. I just don't understand this stuff anymore, ladies and gentlemen. Like, look at Blake Wheeler's stats. Like, 60 points last year in 65 games. This is a man that can still play good hockey, yet the Jets are going to do absolutely nothing to move him out because they're like, oh, we need to run it back. Even though a week and a half ago, it seemed like these guys were on their way out. So what? Chevy knocks on everyone's door. They start slamming in their face when he comes with these crappy proposals, and then what? We're just going to run it back? We're going to sign the guys that we have? David Riddick's going to be the answer? Like, you guys are seeing this. This is not just me speculating. These are rumors. This is news. I know rumors and news, they contradicts, but this is analysts, professional, trusted analysts. Frank Cervelli got the entire expansion draft right 48 hours before it even happened. So I'm pretty sure I would trust his opinion and trust what he's saying. So we're going to run it back with Blake Wheeler. We tried trading him, but no, we're not going to retain salary. Why not? This team is just shooting themselves in the foot with every day that passes into this offseason. I was preaching so much positivity with this team. You guys know what I said. Hey, don't knock on Bowness until he gets coached. And I still believe until he coaches, you know, behind the bench. We really see him play. Don't knock him yet. Let's see what happens, right? I'm saying, no, don't knock Chevy until we see what happens with the moves. Don't do this. Don't do that. Have some faith. That's coming from me, one of the most cynical people on YouTube in the Jets fan world that talks about them. Yet, I have lost it with them already. Like, I'm sorry, I know there's a lot of time left, and you might think I'm overreacting, but we're talking about Kevin Cheveldayoff and the Winnipeg Jets. Like, if they're saying this now, they're probably not going to, you know, they're probably not going to move from this path. They're going to stay on this path. They're going to walk in next season, run it back because that's what they think is the right plan, and just bank on Rick Bowness and his system being the answer, which I think is insane because you need to improve the system for Rick Bowness to have success, not roll out the same shit that Dave Lowry and Paul Maurice have been throwing out there with Charlie Hoodie and everybody else. Like what, Scott Arniel and Rick Bowness, they're the saviors. That's what's been wrong with this team has been coaching. No, that's one small element. We all know that. This is just so pathetic on so many levels. Like these rumors, this whole thread right here by Spinorama and what Saravelli said, it is just sad, ladies and gentlemen. It is sad across the board, and I don't know what happens with this team. I do not see a world that Pierre-Luc Dubois is on the Jets next season, but the fact that Pierre-Luc Dubois will not be on the Jets next season most likely, but Blake Wheeler and Brenden Dillon will be. Like, are you kidding me with that? Kidding me with that? I've wasted enough energy yelling about this right now, but it's so frustrating as a fan of this team because I just want the Jets to succeed and play some goddamn exciting hockey. Yet we're going to roll out the same mediocre bullshit and probably miss the playoffs again. Oh, he's being so cynical, there's no hope. How can I? How can you? Do you really think that coaching was the only issue with this team? Because it was one issue of many. And let me tell you, even though I have faith in Rick Bowness for some weird reason, rolling back this same crap with Rick Bowness minus Pierre-Luc Dubois is not going to result in a winning season for the Winnipeg Jets. So let me know what your thoughts are down in the comment section below about this insanity that is Winnipeg and the rumors that have been breaking around this club, because everything they should be doing, they're doing the exact opposite. So, Chevy, you're great at drafting, but you are without a doubt the most passive, quiet, idiotic GM at times, honestly. I don't understand your thinking on this. I have no idea what your direction is. The Jets have no direction whatsoever. Run it back. That is the direction. What? So we can use a bunch of mediocre defensemen as well. Bring those guys up. Fill the press box with all of our prospects again. Like, come on. When is enough enough? I don't think it will ever know until the Jets are bottom feeders in the league again. Which, God, that day will be a travesty when it comes. But we're approaching that, ladies and gentlemen. Don't think we're not. If we do not do anything to change the outcome of last season by moving guys and trying to prepare for a better year with a new coach, but roll out the same lineup, you will have no success. So, mark my words, Winnipeg, if you do not make the right choices this offseason, this will be your last chance. This is your last offense. This is your last damn year, basically, to change it before you're completely in the crapper. So, these rumors are not looking like they're on the right start. So, let me know what your thoughts are down in the comment section below. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you enjoyed my thoughts and all that. Let me know what your thoughts are down in the comment section below. Like I said at the start of the video, drop a like, subscribe, and all that other stuff. Check out the affiliate links down in the description below. Have a great rest of your day. Peace, love, and positivity as always. And even though they're killing me, go Jets, go.